Dear students, today we begin a very important and interesting chapter. The name of the chapter is International Organization, the United Nations Organization and others. Have you ever wondered how different countries come together to solve world problems like wars, poverty or climate change? Well, that's exactly what international organizations help with. In this chapter of Class 10 Political Science, we'll explore how the UNO was formed, what its main goals and organs are, and how it works to keep world peace. We'll also learn about other major international organizations. So grab your notebooks and let's learn how the world stays connected and works as a global family through cooperation, understanding, and shared responsibility. In this chapter, we'll cover 4 main points that will help you understand the importance of international cooperation through the United Nations and other global bodies. Let's take a quick look. First, the objectives of the UNO and its organs. Second, the United Nations and world peace. Third, the United Nations and human rights and the Human Rights Commission in India. And the fourth is other important international institutions. In this part, we will explore the main objectives of the United Nations and learn about its 6 key organs. These organs help the UNO carry out its missions of peace, cooperation, and development across the world. Let's look at them one by one in the upcoming slides. After the terrible destruction of World War I, the world came together and created an organization called the League of Nations in 1919. Its goal was simple: to maintain peace and stop future wars. But unfortunately, the League failed. It could not stop the Second World War in 1939, a war even more devastating with millions of lives lost and countries destroyed. This made world leaders realize that the world needs a stronger, more effective global organization, one that could truly protect peace, promote cooperation, and help rebuild war-torn nations. As a result, on 24 October 1945, the United Nations Organization or UNO was officially formed. At the San Francisco Conference, 51 countries signed a UN Charter, giving birth to the UNO. Here we get a word charter. The meaning of the word charter is a formal document that outlines the rights, privileges, and principles of an organization, institution, or entity. Let's now take a look at some important facts about the United Nations Organization or UNO. Since its formation in 1945, the UNO has been working continuously to make sure that the world never sees another war like Second World War. Its main mission is to maintain peace and solve international problems through dialogue and cooperation. Every year, 24th October is celebrated as United Nations Day all over the world to remind us of this global commitment to peace. Today, the UNO has a total of 193 member countries, making it one of the largest international organizations in the world. That means almost every independent country is part of the UNO. The UNO works day and night to resolve conflicts peacefully, whether it's about war, poverty, education, health, or human rights. Its efforts have earned its support and appreciation from people all across the globe. The UNO's headquarters is located in New York City, USA, from where it operates and coordinates with countries around the world. Take a look at this image. This is the headquarters of the United Nations Organization located in New York City, USA. It's not just a building, but a symbol of global unity and peace. Leaders and diplomats from almost every country in the world come together to this place to discuss, negotiate, and solve major global issues like war, climate change, poverty, and human rights. Now let's take a look at the main objectives of the United Nations Organization, the guiding goals behind its formation and work across the world. The core objectives of the United Nations as mentioned in its charter contains a total of 111 articles. The very first article lays down 4 main goals of the UNO. First, to maintain international peace and security. That means the UNO works to stop wars, prevent conflicts, and promote peace between nations. Second, to build friendly relations among the countries based on equal rights and the right of people to decide their own future. This is what we call self-determination. Third, to solve global problems like poverty, education, health, environment, and promote human rights and fundamental rights for all through international cooperation. And finally, to act as a central platform where all countries can come together, share ideas, and work in harmony to achieve these global objectives. These 4 goals are like the backbone of the United Nations work, guiding it to create a better, safer world for all. Now let's take a look at the principles of the United Nations organization, the guiding rules that every member country must follow while working with the UN. The core principles on which the UNO functions are like rules that every member country must follow. First, all member countries are considered equal, no matter how big or small they are. This is called the principle of equal sovereignty. Second, every member country must follow the rules written in the UN Charter and carry out their duties responsibly. Third, countries must settle their disputes peacefully. That means no fighting or violence, and everything should be solved through discussions to protect global peace and justice. Next, no country should use force or threaten others because maintaining friendly and respectful international relations is very important. And finally, every country must help the UNO when asked and must not support any country that is being punished or facing action from the UN. These principles help keep the UNO strong, fair, and focused on building a peaceful world. Now let's take a look at the main organs of the United Nations organizations. These are the different parts of the UNO that perform various important functions to keep the organization running effectively. The United Nations organization works through 6 main organs that handle different responsibilities. These are General Assembly, Security Council, Economic and Social Council, Trusteeship Council, International Court of Justice, also known as ICJ, and the Secretariat. In the upcoming slides, we'll explore each of these organs one by one to understand their functions better. Here you can see the image of the present Secretary General of the United Nations, Mr. Antonio Guterres. He is the 9th Secretary General of the UNO and has been serving in this role since 1st January 2017. Mr. Guterres is from Portugal and plays a very important role in coordinating the activities of the UN and representing the organization on the global stage. Let's now talk about the General Assembly, the largest and most representative organ of the United Nations. Every member country of the UNO is a part of the General Assembly and each sends 5 representatives. But here is the important part. Each country gets only 1 vote, no matter how big or small it is. That means every nation has equal say. The General Assembly meets once every year in a regular session, and because of its large size, it works through various committees to manage discussions and decisions efficiently. It's like a big classroom where all the countries sit together and take collective decisions for global peace and progress. Now let's move on to one of the most powerful organs of the United Nations, the Security Council. It plays a key role in maintaining international peace and security. That's why it is considered the most important organ of the UNO. Originally, the Council had 5 permanent members and 6 temporary members. But in 1963, Article 23 of the UN Charter was amended to increase the temporary members to 10. These temporary members are elected by the General Assembly for a 2-year term. The question comes to our mind, why there are only 5 permanent members of UNO? Can it not be changed? So the answer is, the 5 permanent UN Security Council members, USA, Russia, China, UK and France, were chosen after Second World War as major powers. Changing their status requires amending the UN Charter, which needs approval from all 5, but they can block it. These countries have veto power. So what is veto power? It is the most unique feature. Each permanent member has the right to veto or block any decision. So even if 14 members agree, if one permanent member says no, the proposal fails. That's how powerful the Security Council is in shaping world affairs. Let's now explore the third important organ of the UNO, the Economic and Social Council, often called ECOSOC. At the time of the UNO's formation, this council had only 18 members, but over time, as the world became more connected, it expanded to 27 members in 1965 and finally to 54 members in 1973. These members are elected by the General Assembly for a term of 5 years. This council was formed under Article 55 of the UN Charter, and it plays a vital role in solving global problems that affect people's daily lives. What are the responsibilities of ECOSOC? Its responsibilities are to study and work on economic, social, cultural, educational, and health-related issues on an international scale. After careful analysis, ECOSOC submits reports and recommendations to the General Assembly, helping in the creation of better global policies. So in short, this council focuses on making the world more equal, educated, and healthy. Now look at the fourth organ of the United Nations, Trusteeship Council. This council was established under Article 76 of the UN Charter with a very special goal: to help the people living in trust territories move towards freedom and self-governance by supporting their economic, political, social, and educational development. The membership of the Trusteeship Council includes three types of members. First, countries that administer the trust territories. Second, permanent members of the Security Council, but only those not responsible for any trust territory. Third is countries elected by the General Assembly for a 3-year term. Though the Trusteeship Council has become largely inactive today, as most trust territories have gained independence, it played a very important role in decolonization and global freedom movements in the 20th century. Now let's look at the fifth organ of the United Nations, the International Court of Justice, or ICJ. This is the main judicial organ of the UNO, which means it acts like the world's highest court for international matters. The ICJ is formed with 15 judges, and all UN member states are automatically part of the ICJ. Its main job is to settle disputes and hear cases filed by member countries, especially when one country has a complaint against another. And here is the key point: the countries involved must accept the decision given by the ICJ. That means its verdict is final and binding. So, the ICJ plays a very important role in maintaining justice and peace across the globe by solving international legal issues in a fair and natural manner. Now, let's talk about the sixth and final organ of the United Nations, the Secretariat. The Secretariat is like the administrative backbone of the UNO. It's made up of the Secretary General and a large team of staff from across the world. Its main function is to execute and implement all the decisions taken by other UN organs. Basically, it puts the plans into action. According to Article 97 of the UN Charter, the Secretary General is appointed by the General Assembly, but only after a recommendation from the Security Council. And here is something important: the permanent members of the Security Council play a crucial role in this appointment. The Secretary General serves a term of 5 years and can be re-elected. The first Secretary General of the UN was Thorvald Halden from Norway, and the current Secretary General is Antonio Guterres from Portugal. So the Secretariat ensures the smooth functioning of the United Nations by handling all day-to-day operations behind the scenes. Along with its 6 main organs, the United Nations also has several specialized agencies that work in various fields to make the world a better place. Let's get to know some of the most important ones. First, International Labour Organization, ILO. It works to protect the rights of workers and improve working conditions around the world. Second, World Health Organization, WHO. It ensures global health and takes actions against diseases and pandemics. You might have heard of WHO during COVID-19. It's United Nations Development Programme, in short UNDP. It supports developing countries in areas like poverty reduction, education, and sustainable development. Next, United Nations Human Rights Commission, in short UNHRC. It works to protect and promote human rights across the globe. Another one is United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, in short UNICEF. Focuses on the well-being of children by supporting their health, education, and protection. Next one is UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. It promotes global peace and development through education, science, and culture. Next one is International Monetary Fund, in short IMF. It helps countries manage their economies by providing financial support and economic advice. Another one is Food and Agriculture Organization, in short FAO. It works to eradicate hunger and improve food and nutrition worldwide. These specialized agencies play a vital role in achieving the UN's goals of peace, development, and human dignity across the globe. Now let's move on to a very important part of this sector, the UNO and world peace. In the next slides, we will see how the United Nations play a crucial role in maintaining international peace and preventing wars across the globe. Here you can see a powerful image, the flags of different nations proudly displayed at the UNO headquarters in New York. Each flag represents a member country of the United Nations. Together, they symbolize unity in diversity and a shared commitment to world peace, cooperation, and human rights. Established in 1945, just after the horrors of Second World War, the United Nations organization is now over 70 years old. But why was it formed? Its main goal is simple but powerful: to remove the fear of war from people's minds and to build a peaceful world through cooperation, understanding, and unity. Over the decades, the UNO has worked hard to create an atmosphere of global peace, encouraging nations to settle issues through discussion instead of destruction. However, the journey hasn't always been easy. Sometimes powerful countries like the USA have taken military actions without UNO approval. These actions challenge the authority and effectiveness of the organization. Still, the UNO has successfully handled many tense situations, preventing them from turning into full-blown wars, and it continues to be a vital hope for a peaceful, cooperative world. The UNO has always believed that to achieve true peace, we must reduce weapons and chances of war. That's why it has taken several bold steps towards disarmament, the act of limiting or reducing weapons. In January 1952, the Disarmament Commission was set up to lead this mission. Since then, the UNO has worked hard and signed many important treaties to promote peace across the globe, such as Partial Nuclear Test Ban Treaty 1963, Outer Space Treaty 1967 to keep space free of weapons, Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty 1968 to stop the spread of nuclear weapons, Seabed Control Treaty 1971 to prevent weapon use under the oceans, SALT I and SALT II 1972 and 1979, limiting nuclear arms by the USA and USSR, Nuclear Arms Control Treaty 1993, START I and START II 1991 and 1993, Strategic Arms Reduction Talks, and the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty CTBN of 1996, supported by 158 countries. Another important step was taken in June 2007 when the UNO adopted preventive diplomacy, a peaceful approach to stop disputes from turning into wars. All these efforts show how seriously the UNO takes its mission of world peace. These steps are not just treaties, they are promises for a safer future. To make the UNO stronger and more effective, the most important role is played by its member states. That means all the countries that are part of the UNO. If these countries show goodwill, cooperate with each other, and remain loyal to the principles of the United Nations, then the organization can work more efficiently. A united UNO, with the support of all its members, can truly achieve its dream, a peaceful and stable world where nations live in harmony. It all depends on unity and commitment. Now let's move on to an important role of United Nations, the UNO and the Human Rights Commission. Let's understand how the UNO works to protect the rights and dignity of people around the world. After witnessing the horrors of Second World War, the world realized the importance of protecting basic human rights. And so, on 16 February 1946, the Human Rights Commission of the UNO was established as a permanent global body to protect and promote human rights across the world. Initially, it had 18 member countries, which grew to 21 in 1962 and later expanded to 53 members in 1993, showing the rising global commitment towards human rights. Members of the Commission are elected for 3 years and decisions are taken based on majority vote. It actively seeks reports of human rights violations from member countries and takes up such complaints for hearings, ensuring that justice and dignity are upheld worldwide. This body reminds us that peace is not just the absence of war. It is also about ensuring freedom, equality, and justice for every human being. Let's now focus on one of the most historic contributions of the United Nations, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This declaration laid the foundation for justice, freedom, and equality for people all over the world. The UNO formed to ensure global cooperation and peace also emphasizes human rights. On 10 December 1948, the General Assembly adopted the Human Rights Declaration with the support of 48 member states. Since then, 10 December is celebrated every year as World Human Rights Day. The declaration includes a preamble and 30 articles, and it has two main objectives. First, to incorporate the rights of people around the world into a single comprehensive document. Second, to ensure that all member states recognize and uphold these rights for their citizens. Let's now talk about how the UNO's Human Rights Declaration has impacted the world. First of all, this declaration has played a major role in limiting the power of member states. No country is allowed to simply ignore basic rights anymore. People must be treated with fairness and respect. The UNO made it clear, global peace and security are impossible if citizens are deprived of their rights. If people are denied justice, equality and freedom, it creates unrest and conflicts. So it's really encouraging that the UNO has taken strong steps to help people live with dignity and human values. Now you might wonder, is this declaration a law? Actually, no, it's not a treaty, so countries are not legally forced to follow it. But still, thanks to the goodwill of many member countries, it has had a powerful influence. Today, this declaration has helped people all over the world to speak up, demand justice, and grow as confident, responsible human beings. It has truly helped in building a peaceful and human global society. We'll now focus on the National Human Rights Commission (NHRC) of India, a body that works to protect and promote human rights within our country. In 1966, the UNO passed a resolution asking all its member countries to share their thoughts on forming Human Rights Commission at the national level. Then in 1970, the UNO's Human Rights Commission took this matter seriously and officially recommended that every country should have such a commission. Later in June 1993, during the Vienna conference, this idea was strongly emphasized again. As a result, many countries, including India, set up National Human Rights Commission to protect and promote human rights within their own borders. On 28 September 1993, the President of India established the National Human Rights Commission, in short NHRC, through an ordinance. Then on 18 December 1993, a bill was introduced in the Indian Parliament to replace that ordinance. Finally, on 8 January 1994, the President gave his approval and it officially became the Human Rights Protection Act 1993. Based on this act, State Human Rights Commission were also set up in different states to protect human rights at the local level. The chairman of the NHRC must be a retired Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Along with the chairman, the commission includes one serving or retired judge of the Supreme Court, one serving or retired Chief Justice of any High Court, and two members who have experience or expertise in human rights activities such as human rights activists. This team ensures that the Commission works with both legal expertise and a strong human rights perspective. Apart from the core members, the NHRC also includes the Chairman of the National Minority Commission, the Chairman of the National Commission for SC and ST, and the Chairman of the National Women's Commission. All members, including these, are appointed by the President of India for a term of 5 years. The main function of the NHRC is to take up cases of human rights violation across the country. Once a case is reviewed and examined, the NHRC submits a report to the government recommending suitable action. In short, the NHRC works like a guardian of human rights in India, protecting citizens and holding the authorities accountable. In addition to the United Nations, there are several other major international organizations that work for global cooperation, peace and development. These organizations play a vital role in economies, defense, diplomacy, and global welfare. Let's take a look at some of these key organizations in the following slides. Let's now look at some major international organizations and their headquarters. These bodies contribute in various fields such as diplomacy, energy, economy, sports, and human rights. First, Commonwealth of Nations. Headquartered in London, it's a group of nations, mostly former British colonies, working together for development and cooperation. Second is Amnesty International, in short AI. Also based in London, It works globally to protect human rights and fight against injustice. Next one is North Atlantic Treaty Organization, in short NATO, headquartered in Brussels. It's a powerful military alliance formed for collective defense. Next one is International Renewable Energy Agency, in short IRENA, based in UAE. It promotes clean and sustainable energy. Next one is Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, in short APEC, located in Singapore. It focuses on economic growth and trade in the Asia Pacific region. Next one is Association of Southeast Asian Nations, in short ASEAN, with its headquarters in Jakarta. It works for regional stability and economic cooperation in Southeast Asia. Next one is very famous International Cricket Council, in short ICC, headquartered in Dubai. It's the global governing body for cricket. Another one is FIFA, International Federation of Football Association, based in Zurich. It governs international football. Next one is World Economic Forum, in short WEF, located in Geneva. It brings together leaders to discuss global economic and social issues. Next one is International Hockey Federation, headquartered in Lausanne, Switzerland. It controls world hockey activities. Next one is SAARC, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, based in Kathmandu. It promotes cooperation among South Asian countries like India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, etc. Each of these organizations play a specific and vital role in global progress and unity. And with that, we have come to the end of our chapter on international organizations, the United Nations and others. From understanding the structure and role of the UNO to exploring its efforts for peace, human rights, and global cooperation, and finally looking at other international organizations that shape our world. This chapter helps us see how nations unite to solve global problems. Hope this video helped you to understand the chapter. Let us know in the comments. Thank you for learning with us. See you in the next lesson.